Hi, my name's Janet Barnes. I'm going to interview Clint Barnes, my husband, this time. He chose a site called isidewith.com. For my husband, who works around the military, having up-to-date news is a must, and he reads it every morning on the closest available device. I evaluated the site from the computer, from my Note 4, and from my Kindle Fire. The site changes on what appears to be a tiny tweaks layout with a column drop for the list of links at the bottom of the screen. The layout is the same from device to device except for the size, which decreases as the real estate decreases. The web has a grid at the bottom with 9 active links and the Kindle has 4. So let's get started. How long have you been using this new site?
I've been using this site for about a week.
What do you like about the website?
Well, I kind of chose this website as one of my favorites because it gives an unbiased view of the presidential election. And it kind of takes, on average, most people read a website and you get kind of a biased view of you should like this person, you shouldn't like that person. But this website gives you an evaluation of, what are your views on the issues, and then does calculation and says, this is the candidate that probably fits your views the most.
So what do you not like about the site?
So I noticed going through that as you do the quiz on the site, that is generally yes and no. But if you look closer, there's actually options for how much does this issue actually concern you, and here's some alternate views. And I found that going through it 2 times, that the first time just answering yes and no didn't necessarily align with my political views. But then when I went through and did a more detailed evaluation and actually chose answers like, yes, I agree with this, but it's not my top priority, and I might have a different view than the mainstream. And then I got a much more accurate view of what presidential candidate actually aligned with my views.
Okay, do you like the consistent layout, or do you feel a different layout would allow you to access the information more smoothly?
I think the website is very crisp, very clean. I think for what it does is actually very accurate. I actually fully approve and appreciate the website for what it is.
Why did you choose this site over other similar news sites?
Well, kind of go back to the first question is because I find that so many news sites are very biased, so you can already see that the news site is leaning towards a certain candidate and their questions are kind of leading you down that path, where this one seems to be very unbiased and just asking you questions about your views and then giving you a result.
So the website asks for your views and then gives you the information based on your point of view, or does it still give you a broad range of?
Well, it does a calculation that basically aligns your views with the presidential candidates. And basically, through the calculation, you'll learn what percentage of your views are in line with each of the candidates. So I might find out that, I'm 50% in line with Hillary Clinton. I might be, 52% in line with Donald Trump. I might be 65% in line.
Does it affect what the website gives you for news based on your point of view?
Well, it's not actually a news site, but more of just a political view.
Okay. Is the navigation intuitive and easy to figure out, or confusing? When you go on, is it easy to move around, go from point A to point B, maybe back to point A?
Well, like I said, the first time I went through it, I just chose yes and no, and then had to look a little closer to see that there's actually other options in there. So I think they could make that a little more clear, that there are more detailed options that you can choose from.
Would there be, if you could change any features on the site, what would it be? Improve upon text color, link colors, how the data is portrayed, how you receive your information? Is it easy enough for you to read, or do you need it larger?
No, I think actually everything is very crisp and clean. I was more happy with the layout of the site. I don't think I would really change anything in it.
Okay. So is there anything else on this site, when you give your point of view with these links, you also receive something back with everybody else's point of view based on these links? And once you get that point of view, does it bring you back to your original site, or where does it take you?
Well, so it does no comparison of, the rest of society. It's really just your views. So, and that's kind of what I like about it, because I think there's plenty of, news sites out there or different sites that would tell you, well, this is your views, but the rest of society thinks this other thing, But this one very clearly just says, here's, the current issues, how do you feel about them? And then it does a calculation and it says, well, this is how you align with the current presidential candidates. One thing I really appreciate about it is, if you look at the news media, there's really two candidates, Democrat and Republican, but there's more than that. So you have Libertarian, Green Party, you actually have other candidates. So it kind of, surprisingly in my case, told me that, I aligned a little bit more with Gary Johnson than the rest of the candidates. Where there's a lot of people right now that don't even know there's more than two candidates. So in that way, it kind of makes it educational, and it kind of shows you, the different options out there other than just Democrat, Republican. On these issues, they're not just black and white. I mean, there is various views, and what Hillary Clinton thinks may be 45% of what some other candidate thinks, so they may somewhat agree even if they disagree, and this kind of helps you figure out, well, this is my thought on a particular issue, and this candidate mostly agrees with me, and I probably should support this person, so when it comes time for the election, I think it's gonna make the decision easier, really.
Okay, so to wrap this up, what I feel I got out of this is this site had intuitive interaction, that you were able to go in, interact with it, find the information that really fits you and your persona based off these quizzes, tests, questionnaires, and that's what you appreciated about the site. Thank you very much for your time.